How many theaters do you have generally?
Generally, we have more than 10 theaters, but they are most privately owned.
Okay.
So this one is only government established theater. Others are just private.
Okay. I was going to ask, are the youths of Uganda interested in the theater? Do they have that interest? And are there platforms for them to explore?
Yeah. They are much interested in the theater. Of course, we have so many things that have come up now. But now the theater is actually the theater. Jam session.
Jamu gondie for them.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment for waiting. Live from the National Theatre. You can see right here in Kampala. Let's prepare
Mimi.
Denver Distributors Limited, thank you. Imachiziwa Creatives, thank you very much. Mimi's Glamour Palace, thank you. The Uganda Wildlife Conservation Center, thank you. Rand Air, who helped us to get our guest of honor here, thank you, Rand Air. Uganda Communications Commission, thank you very much. Mengo Hospital, Blood Bank, thank you. Code Best Entertainment, thank you so much. UNCC, right here where we are, thank you. The National Cultural Forum, thank you so much. I would like to make an apology in advance. If we forget any of our partners, it is not intentional. But we thank you all, and of course not forgetting the GROW Project, Enterprises for Women, PSFU, Uganda, thank you so much for making this possible. Our program is very simple. We're going to hear a word from Shamim herself. But before we do that, we are going to pass the microphone for a very quick introduction. I request we are behind on time, 1 minute strictly, so we can allow our team that has hosted us here, a representative from the National Cultural Forum, to give us a word, and then Shamim will speak, and then she will introduce our guest of honor, and then we will take you through the Q&A. Over to you, Marco.
Baniriza press conference olunaku olwaleero mujja kunzikiriza njogere wano olwa microphone gyennina tesobola kutambula. So olunaku olwali tuli press conference ndowooza yesembereyo ddala olunaku lwa mukaaga ku Serena Hotel Namukwakula okuyingira emitwalo 10 emmeeza ya miliyoni 3. Tiketi ziggwawo lwa buwoomi kuba abantu bangi beesuubiza nnyo omuzannyo guno, era ng'ekigendererwa ky'omuzannyo kino tugezaako okulaba nga tuzuukusa theatre, okulaba nga tugizza engulu nti abantu abasinga baali baagivaamu olwa stand up comedy yali yajjawo abantu tebakyagiwa nnyo obudde, naye munnabitone munnaffe Shamim Mayanja n'asalawo ajjawo n'ekintu ekipya. So omuzannyo guli omunaku z'omwezi 18 olw'omukaaga luno. Tulina abapanalist ab'enjawulo okuva mu bitongole eby'enjawulo nga babagambyeko, tugenda kuba nga twa microphone olw'okuba nti obudde butukuddemu, buli omu ajja kuba nga yeeyanjula mpola mpola. Oluvannyuma tujja kukkiriza Shamim Mayanja abeere nga ayogerako gye tuli, ayanjule omugenyi we, era oluvannyuma amuyite abe nga atubuuzaako, atubuulire n'ensonga lwaki yasazeewo okujja okubeera paati ku muzannyo guno n'okuyambako Shamim. Atuulire n'enkolagana ye ne Shamim eri etya, beefuna batya, naki kye bagenda.
We are trying our best to awaken Ugandan theatre to the world. Tugezaako okulaba kyonna gye tusobola okulaba nga tuzza theatre engulu. Era ndi musanyufu nnyo okulaba nti theatre essaawa zino omuliro at least gweyongeddemu. Wano waliwo festival egenda mu maaso ne ku Batifali gyeri. So kitegeeza nti theatre ye Uganda for now omuliro gutandise. Bino bibadde bikolebwa bayimbi, but I'm very happy nti theatre and calling upon all media houses bonna ne bajja ku lwa theatre. It's also a win to us. Thank you. The show is on 18, 100K ordinary and 3M VIP.
tubasaba mukeereko mu budde okuyingira emitwalo 10 emmeeza ya miliyoni 3 tubasaba mukeereko mujje come support bannayuganda abaana abato abavubuka ab'omulembe omutebi amaanyi gakyaliwo ne byetukola tulyagala so bambi nsaba mujje mu bungi. Ken, welcome to Uganda. Thank you. You coming here is already a win to us as theatre practitioners. We are so humbled and honored to receive you here and receiving you at our home, Uganda National Culture Center. We are so happy to receive you. We've been waiting for you. We are eager to receive you here, and I can tell you everyone is happy to see you here. Agenda kubazanya naffe 18 era nsaba bannayuganda tandagula tiketi yo gigulenga bukyali. Ndowooza sibyo mbadde mwagala byebyo. Come on, we can show more love than that. And we thank you for bringing life to the theatre. I'm going to request our guest of honor, Eric, for you to say a word, and then we will open up the floor to the media.
Thank you very much. I just want to say once more.
I'm sorry. That was my error. We did not get a word from our host, the UNCC. Just a minute. Thank you.
Yes, good afternoon again. I'm here, I'm representing ED, Executive Director, and we are very much excited to
interface, because Africa, like he said earlier, collaborations opens doors for major industries, and that's what I think we should begin to tap into. So I'm hoping we're going to have a great experience. Namukakula is going to be a huge success. I'm calling on all my Ugandan fans to come out on the 18th of November 2023 at the Serena Hotel for this great performance. I tell you, it's going to be electrifying. We're going to have more time to talk about acting and trainings and coaching and classes and collaborations. I just want to say thank you. I'm honored and I'm glad I'm in Uganda. Thank you very much.
So katikati kabibuzo tugenda mu
Just a little bit of before we hand over, allow Kings.
Easy to detach both. It's not possible because theatre goes with music, and music is that oil that keeps performance going. So that's why it's very integral in performance. So at some point, music and theatre were inseparable. Performance was all about come and showcase what you had. What you see about theatre declining, it's not really a deliberate thing. I think it's the evolution of social media and the availability of film, for instance, and sometimes the decline in theatre also came about insecurity at some point, because post-colonial Africa, there were still thriving theatres in the whole of Africa. But at some point, because of the military intervention and all of that, Africa had a stage where it was very insecure. People were scared of leaving their houses, for instance, to go watch performances, and patronage dropped a lot. And you saw people who could do things on their own. For instance, musicians who could just get into the studio, record their songs, go and do a video and put out there. So it seemed that there was a lull in the theatre culture. But I think with things happening now, we are beginning to see a revival, and we can inculcate in it. Since theatre practitioners have been part of music performances and projecting musicians, I think it's about time we talk about collaborating with them in terms of music videos, in terms of social media contents, in terms of promotions. Theatre practitioners can do actually stuff. You can take up an artist's song and do something along that line. There are musicals, there are dance dramas, there are various kinds of performances that occur in the theatre. And these are various avenues I think we can tap into to support each other and project each other and enrich what each other is doing. So I think with what we're seeing now, for instance, you talked about the social media or the media not giving theatre the kind of visibility it should. What I am seeing now does not testify that, because I think if things like this occur often and you throw it in their faces and they get to see that there's a thriving theatre culture, the sky will be your springboard. Thank you very much.
50 movies a year is a challenge. We've been crying about copyright as one of the challenges why we're not producing enough, or what we are producing doesn't get consumed, or if it's consumed, producers don't get anything. And I just want to get it from you, if it's true of what we are reading, that even in Nigeria, it's still the same vice of copyright is an issue. There is a piracy hub in Abuja. They are called the Abuja Boys, who do piracy at 90% even, but the industry is thriving regardless. I remember, if I'm not mistaken, you correct me, the industry started about 1991. There were also from Peter Dodge, Justice Esiri, Sam Loco FM, may his soul rest in eternal peace. John Okafor, whose life has been amputated, I don't know if it's true. The Ramsey Noahs, Emeka Ike, Desmond Elliott's, Genevieve Naji, the two young boys, we call them young boys, now they're mature guys, Osita Hemi and Chinedu Kidieze, among others. They've done a great job. So my question is, you've come to Uganda right now, you've interacted with some actors, I think, and those are some of our challenges. How are we going to overcome the challenges? Yet I know that maybe you faced some challenges, but you're still going. Are we just scapegoating around? Are we not creative enough? Because we have very, very rich stories in Uganda. We have virgin stories. Even if you want to make Marvel movies, we have our stories of the Kabakachi tools. You understand? So, are we not creative enough, or there are some other issues you can help about? Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. You have a very, very valid question. The truth is, I believe as at today, Africa still has the best stories to tell. We just haven't been able to tell our stories at the appropriate time, in the appropriate way, and for the appropriate audience. We have allowed the West to describe us, to tell our stories from their perspective. But up until tomorrow, Africa manufactures stories. Just you walking along the street down, before you get to the next junction, you would have seen something that would evoke an idea. That is how Africa is vibrant with stories. But our problem usually in the film industry, to answer your question, is lack of government support. No industry can thrive in a country where the government does not give them maximum support. I am talking from experience. In Nigeria, for instance, Nollywood is the third, like you know, is the second highest producing movie nation in the world after Hollywood, and the third in terms of revenue. No, it's the second in terms of revenue in Nigeria. Nollywood is the second most, grossing industry in Nigeria that brings in money into the country. And then it is the third highest employing industry in Nigeria because of the volume of production that goes on every single day. Nigeria releases almost 2,500 movies every year, and they all find their markets, and the actors live well, they are well paid. There is an audience for the film. There are platforms. For instance, there are lots of Nigerian films on Netflix as we speak, Amazon Prime and other movie platforms. So, and all this came about because our government at some point stuck out their neck to support the industry. Like he said, it started in the 90s. Although prior to that time, there had been movie making in Nigeria, but there was no structure. But from 1992, 91, 92, it became an industry. And it started with just individuals who were just seeing it as a business. In fact, these were men who were importing. Then it was, what's it called? This video cassette player then. VHS, yes. They were using it to import Indian films and other foreign movies into the country. So at some point, the piracy law came about in America and all of that. So most movies were not allowed to be viewed in other countries. So at that time they had stockpiled cartons and containers of VHS cassette. They didn't know what to do with. And an idea came up. They decided to just record movies with it and fill those VHS cartons with it and sell to the public, and it became an instant booming market. So at that time there was no structure, actors were struggling, but at some point, because we needed to fight for the future of that industry and for piracy, because like you said, piracy was a very huge interference. But the government stepped in and put in laws, and we
but at least I can testify nti mumbeereddewo. NCF naddala pato nkwagala nnyo okwagalira ddala munda z'omukwano ne basponsors bange abalala mwenna sibeerabidde. Nsaba omukulu General Salim Saleh tetulina bwe tukutuukako ojja olabe mu muzannyo gwaffe osanga gwonna ogenda n'otambuza olugambo n'ogamba abavubuka bakyekoledde kaakati ka bajeti kaffe olabe bw'otuwa kasente oba osanga tetulina bwe tutambuza information eno ekutuukeko naye at least amawulire go n'okalaba. Nsaba mukatemeetememu nnyo mulabe nti kamutuukako. Nsaba President w'eggwanga Uganda Yoweri Kaguta Museveni taata bathiyeta tuli bubi embeera si nnungi abasajja twabavaako tekyayinza bakula sente zikola muzannyo tusaba kasente taata si mu bubi naye tusaba kasente embeera si nnungi nga ne 18 tannatuuka nkimanya ebyo bisobola. Maama Janet Kataaha Museveni nsaba obeere ofiseeyo obudde butini nnyo ojje ku Serena kifo kiri conducive bulungi kijja kulabikira bulungi n'entegeka yaffe tebadde mbi. However nti ffe tukutte nnyo mu nsawo ne tweteekamu tusaba at least muggyeko n'esente ezaffe entonotono mu nsawo zammwe mutugambe baana baffe mwebale kola mwebale nakwagala bye mukola akasente mukatuddiza embeera si nnungi. Yes, ne bannabyabufuzi abalala ne bamemba ba palamenti mu bivulu by'abayimbi nga mugula nnyo ttebo ffe twabakola ki mugula ttebo nnyo nga balinga ababagoba ffe bwe tubayita temujja mukondo bino mubyetaaga kubanga era bye mwagala okugamba abalonzi bammwe ffe tusobola obibagamba direct byate ne babiwulira nnyo. Si wala n'abayimbi era mbaagala nnyo be bantu abasinze okugula tiketi zange naye tutuuka ne tubafunako fitina nti mwenga babawa nnyo ffe ne batatuwa. Ffenna tulina talent ate ffenna tulina ettaffaali lyetuteeka ku gavumenti y'e Uganda taata Kaguta Museveni nga bw'ofisa obudde n'oyita abantu bano basisinkana mbadde nsaba ofisa obudde otuyiteko nga ne 18 tannatuuka olabe ng'otuzza essanyu ku mutima embeera gye tulimu si nnungi neeyanziza nnyo neeyanzeeke mwebale kujja mwebalire ddala. Thank you Ken for coming. I'm really happy. N'abazannyi bonna abali munnamukwakula buli omu alina tiketi ezo osobola okunoonya omuzannyi yenna gwolaba ku posita okwo n'omugamba mpaayo tiketi ya $10,000 banaye ekiddamu bambi temutusaba tiketi za bwereere kuba naffe omuzannyo si gwa bwereere. Ne bazannyo aba media mwebale kunjagala bwe sibasiima ekituufu mbaako ekikyamu media houses eziri wano ba bloggers ne ba YouTubers ndi omu ku ba YouTubers efe abeekolera ejjaffe mwebale nnyo mwebalire ddala Sandika TV neeyanziza nnyo neeyanzeege munaze n'omukwano kuva eri yonna gye natandikira ba bloggers bonna buli gwola batadde show yange ng'omugamba njagala tiketi ya namukwakula emiryango gigenda kugulawo ssaawa 4 ez'okumakya. Why? We have exhibitions outside Serena on the same day zigenda kuba ziraga all activities zetukola mu theatre, then tulinako screens wabweru zigenda kuba ziraga work waba theatre practitioners abato. Yes, buli muto yenna olina yetu kyo